Today's Cowboys Report is presented by Manscaped. When you head over to manscaped.com and you use promo code Cowboys, you'll get 20% off and free shipping on all their fantastic men's grooming products. It's rumors on today's show, beginning with, hey, the draft is over. Could the Cowboys go sign a top free agent corner? I'm going to give this one just the 1 star. It is possible, and I've been surprised before, but I would be surprised if this was the case. So many of you in the comment section on my Twitter DMs were asking about it, so I put it on the show thanks to you people, in a good way this time. There was a major need at cornerback for this Cowboys organization entering the NFL draft. However, they took 2 corners in the top 100. And I am in agreement with, I'm sure will be a very popular comment here, that adding a veteran like a Richard Sherman, a Casey Hayward, someone along those lines, absolutely helps in terms of the immediate impact. And there are some good guys I'm intrigued by who we'll get to here in a second. But there's also a numbers game going on right now on the roster in terms of making the 53. There are some players who intrigue me, namely Richard Sherman, although I wonder if the Sherman, Jerry Jones stuff is an issue there. Casey Hayward is still out there. Sherman, by the way, said he has not spoken to the Cowboys. Keep that in the back of your mind. Steven Nelson was cut by the Steelers. Some of you guys like Drake Patrick. I think he's kind of washed up at this point. But the biggest reason why I gave this 1 star is how do I make the numbers game work at the cornerback position? Even if we count Reggie Robinson as a safety, which kind of where I'm leaning he's going to play this year for reasons that I don't fully get. There's Trevon Diggs, Kelvin Joseph, Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis. Those 4 are roster locks. Maybe Lewis plays safety, but even so, you still got a big 3 there. You spent a top 100 pick on Deshaun Wright. I hope he makes the roster, otherwise I'd be more mad about the pick than I was. Maurice Kennedy, he was a popular pickup last year to some extent there. C.J. Goodwin is probably going to make this team. Even if you cut Kennedy, that is 6 guys at the cornerback spot. I don't think they carry 7, even if they make Reggie Robinson a safety this year. So because of that, I think it's a little bit unlikely the Cowboys go get a top corner. Could a cheaper guy be in play? Maybe quite a bit there. So get your votes in. What do you think is going to happen here? Type 1 for yes, the Cowboys will, or type 2 for no, they won't. We are almost to 93,000 subscribers here, folks. We are just over 100 away. So if you haven't already, hit that big red button and join me here at the Dallas Cowboys Report. The goal is 100K, and we're going to get there at some point. I'd like to get there now before the beginning of the season. So if you want daily Cowboys videos, we got them every single day for you guys, sometimes multiple times a day. Hit that big red button and subscribe. You guys are watching the Dallas Cowboys Report. I am your host, Tom Downey. Let's discuss the futures now of Leighton Vander Esch and Jaylon Smith. Namely, is one of them, at least one of them, going to be gone in 2022? Yeah, 3 stars on this one. I almost got bold and gave it 4. I didn't, though, because you know how Catboy loves his linebackers there. As we mentioned previously, the Cowboys have declined the 5th-year option on Leighton Vander Esch, meaning he will become a free agent after this season ends. And the Cowboys, meanwhile, drafted not 1 linebacker, but 2 linebackers fairly early, and 2 very talented ones. 2 of my top 7, I believe I had Jabril Cox in there. Linebackers, Micah Parsons and Cox were both taken this year. And in theory, those are your key pieces moving forward. Now, Vander Esch will be a free agent next year, but you could also see Jaylon Smith's future at least be a bit murky right now. Now, he's not going anywhere this year. His contract is not cuttable. His base salary is guaranteed. Only way he's gone is with a trade, and that feels very unlikely right now. But next offseason, the contract is much easier to get out of. The Cowboys would save $5 million if they were to cut Jaylon Smith as soon as the 2021 season wrapped up. They could also make Jaylon Smith a post-June 1st cap cut and save $9.2 million against the cap in that upcoming season. One of those guys, I feel pretty confident, is going to be gone. We'll dive into more reasons here as to why in a second, but I want you guys to pick one right now for me. Who do you think will be gone? And you can type in B for both, I guess, if you want to. But pick one. J for Jaylon Smith, or type in L for Leighton Vander Esch. The Cowboys are in a kind of a weird but also kind of good spot at the linebackers in terms of just the bodies on this roster. Now, Jabril Cox can play some Sam linebacker, can play some weak side linebacker as well. I'll put him at middle linebacker so he gets one of the spots in terms of the core positions. Jaylon, Leighton Vander Esch were the starters entering this offseason. The Cowboys also signed Keanu Neal, who I think is going to be a sub-package guy at the linebacker position. They've made a big deal about Micah Parsons being able to blitz, and that's probably the strong side linebacker spot, although I think he'll get some run everywhere. And then I want to get Jabril Cox in the field on third downs. So especially for this year, I got 5 guys that I can play at linebacker, and I can only play 3 of them at any given time, and for 70% of my reps, it's going to be 2 of them. So now for the Cowboys, you got to figure out, are we sitting Jaylon and Leighton Vander Esch? Because those guys don't appear to be super long-term pieces. Jaylon Smith did play much better down the stretch, and my hope is that Dan Quinn can find a way to re-energize him and get him back to the guy we saw early in his career. But he's not good in coverage, and that's a major issue for me. I think I'd rather have Keanu Neal out there. Micah Parsons might be a better blitzer right now than Jaylon Smith. I wonder if Jabril Cox is a better coverage guy than Jaylon Smith. And his contract, if he plays the way he did last year, he's going to get cut. Heck, you might move on from both those guys if Vander Esch does not get back to his 2018 form. Because 2018, I will admit I was right there with everybody. I was hyped. LVE, Jaylon Smith, the best 1-2 young punch at linebacker in the NFL, and it hasn't been remotely the same since then. You can see the dip in production. It has been a plummeting effect for Leighton Vander Esch. Now, part of that is the front 4 has not been as good, but the coverage has not been good for LVE either. Frankly, Jaylon Smith outplayed Leighton Vander Esch down the stretch this past season. So now the Cowboys are in a weird spot where they invested a lot in both of these guys. And they invested a lot in Micah Parsons and Jabril Cox and Keanu Neal, and now you got to make decisions here. And with LVE set to be a free agent, Jaylon Smith is going to be a very popular and obvious cut candidate unless things suddenly get much better on that front. I feel pretty good saying this. Barring a surprise, one of those 2 guys, if not both of them, will be gone this time next season. Manscaped is the presenting sponsor on today's Dallas Cowboys Report. If you want your junk to look nice right there, you should use Manscaped. All right, when you go to manscaped.com and you use promo code COWBOYS, you will get 20% off and free shipping. The perfect package, it is available. Comes with the Lawnmower 3.0. Some nice ball toner, ball conditioner, because it's got to smell and feel better down there. And, of course, the most comfortable boxers known to man, plus a nice handy traveling kit as well. So go get yours today at manscaped.com. Use promo code COWBOYS. 20% off and free shipping. So you'll save a ton of money, your stuff will look nicer, and your significant other will feel better about it as well. It's manscaped.com. Use promo code COWBOYS to get 20% off and free shipping. Now, more linebacker talk here. How about trading away Leighton Vander Esch? I'm going to give this one just the 1 star. I don't think it'll happen, but FanSided put it together, namely the Chiefs FanSided page was like, hey, what about trading for LVE? Now, for starters here, the Chiefs love their former Cowboys linebackers, and they always seem to have success over there too, which annoys me, which is probably more of a Cowboys thing than a Chiefs thing in the end there. If the offer is good, if a team comes through with a good package to get Leighton Vander Esch, I would at least consider it. I think you have to. You wouldn't be doing your due diligence as an organization if you don't listen to all trade offers that come through. I'm also not going to give Leighton Vander Esch away. And that's what this proposed trade was from FanSided. They offered either Nick Allegretti or Laurent Duvernay-Tardif and maybe a late-round pick for a potential starting caliber linebacker in Leighton Vander Esch there. We'll talk more about this whole fit in terms of the offensive line depth chart in a second. Before that, though, if this is the level of offer that the Cowboys are going to get, should they do it? Get your votes in for me. Type Y for yes, the Cowboys should go ahead and just trade Vander Esch right now, or type N for no. A year of him has some value, and who knows, you might even get a comp pick as well. Get your votes in. Y for yes, N for no. The biggest reason why I don't like that FanSided trade package is Duvernay-Tardif or Allegretti going to start? Like, Tardif probably, or or LDT, probably a right guard for you. He could be a backup, okay. Left guard is where Allegretti played, Tardif, my bad. Thank you, Richard Sam, for correcting me there. You look at Allegretti, he can play some center, can play some left guard, so I get that, but I got a lot of bodies already on my offensive line, and frankly, I think Connor Williams and even Connor McGovern are probably better starters than those players. So, yes, I've got an excess amount of linebackers. I actually don't think that level of offensive lineman from KC makes the most sense in the end. I'm down to move LVE at this point. If someone wants to take Jaylon Smith off my hands, I also have interest on that one. But at this point, I don't think that's the level of offer that I'm looking for to move on from my old first-round pick. I'm down to give LV another shot. Don't get me wrong here. Even though I think one of he or Jaylon Smith are gone, with a new coaching staff in, maybe they can recapture some old glory. And then I got a problem next year about who to pay, who not to pay. But I'd rather have that problem than all of a sudden be way too thin at linebacker once again.